Several years ago, my father suffered from a stroke. The stroke was so debilitating that it left him in a wheelchair for several months. And still today, he has a limited use of his left arm and no functionality of his left hand. A few years following that, he suffered a heart attack that led to heart surgery to remove the blockage from his arteries to his heart. Thankfully, he survived both events, but many do not. These stories are all too common. And as devastating as this can be for a person and their family, knowing that this could be avoided makes these scenarios even worse. Knowing the severity of heart disease and taking the necessary precautions to prevent it will not only improve your life, it can also prolong it. Now let's take a look at how widespread heart disease has become and how it can affect your daily living. Heart disease is the number one killer among men and women in America. According to the Townsend Letter, across America, someone has a heart attack every 34 seconds, and each minute, an American dies from a heart disease related condition. Heart disease is a byproduct of our lifestyles and develops over many years of us not taking care of ourselves. According to Ann Carter, an author of Relate Clinical Education, the development of heart disease is related to the way we live, and heart disease develops over many years. Once diagnosed with heart disease, expenses can skyrocket. In medical economics, they report that heart disease was the costliest condition in 2008. The treatment for heart disease totaled $47.3 billion for men and $43.6 billion for women. And according to Robert Pratt, in Health Day Consumer News report, the treatment for coronary artery disease was $14.5 billion in 1997, and it rose to $17.5 billion in 2006. These next figures are also from 1997 to 2006. The cost for treatment of heart attack rose from $9 billion to $11.8 billion. The treatment for congestive heart failure rose from $6.6 billion to $11.2 billion. The cost for the treatment of irregular heartbeats rose from $3.5 billion to $6.8 billion, and stroke treatment costs rose from $5.3 billion to $6.7 billion. Now, many believe that if you have a family history of heart disease, that you're destined to get it yourself. This is not the case. Although family history does play a part, by just changing a few things in your lifestyle, you can reduce your risk of heart disease and even prevent it. Now, exercise is a key factor in the fight against heart disease. Ann Carter writes that exercise helps blood circulation by keeping the arteries open. And it also helps blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar to remain in its normal limits. She also goes on to say that adults need at least 30 minutes of moderate exercise most days, and it's recommended that you exercise every day. Regular, moderate exercise is far greater than occasional strenuous exercise, and you should try to walk at least 1 mile every day. Changes in eating, such as eating food that are high in fiber and reducing your red meat intake, will also aid in preventing heart disease. According to Better Nutrition, eating foods that are high in soluble fiber, like oatmeal, apples, prunes, and beans, hamper the absorption of cholesterol in your bloodstream. And drinking 5 glasses of water or more is also associated with a reduced risk in heart disease. And according to an article in Diabetes Forecast, by substituting fish, poultry, nuts, legumes, or whole grains with a serving of red meat, it will reduce your risk of premature death caused by heart disease by 7 to 19%. In addition to exercise and healthy eating, not smoking will also aid in your prevention of heart disease. According to Journal Watch General Medicine, women who smoke 45 cigarettes or more a day have 11 times greater a risk of heart disease as for women who don't smoke at all. And even women who smoke 1 to 4 cigarettes a day have a twofold increase in their risk. And according to University of California, Berkeley Wellness Letter, if you quit smoking, your risk of heart disease declines almost at once. And a few years later, your risk is the same as if you never smoked. Now let's look at the benefits of these lifestyle changes. The benefits of exercise far outweighs just preventing heart disease. According to Harvard Special Health Report, regular activity improves your life and increases your well-being by helping you sleep better, reducing your stress, controlling your weight, um, sharpening your mental function, and improving your sex life. Now, changes in healthy eating not only prevents heart disease, it can also prevent some cancers. According to Practice Nurse, eating 5 servings of fruit and vegetables a day can prevent 1/5 of all cancers. Not smoking also prevents other health issues other than heart disease. According to an article in the Canadian Newswire, women who smoke increase their risk of other health issues, including infertility, early menopause, menstrual irregularities, osteoporosis, hearing loss, premature graying and baldness, or incontinence. With all that in mind, I urge you to make the necessary changes in your lifestyle to prevent heart disease. Remember, heart disease is the leading cause of death for men and women in America. By exercising, eating right, and not smoking, you greatly reduce your risk of heart disease and you prevent it. So, the next time you think about drinking a sugary soda instead of drinking water, or deciding to sit and watch TV instead of getting up and exercising and taking a walk, ask yourself this question: are these guilty pleasures worth my life?